Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Doing a little bit of work back here inside the raised bed garden. We have a lot of stuff going on this afternoon, and I wanted to get some things around the yard done before we go and do the things that we need to do this afternoon. I'll give you a heads up on that. What we're doing this afternoon is we're doing our preparation before the big event for tomorrow. Remember, we're doing that big charity to help the community out with medical help, such as wheelchairs, walkers, eyeglasses, examinations, prosthetics, all that kind of stuff. That's going to be for tomorrow. But later on today, we will start that recording, that archiving of that event, because we want to have a good documentation of what it takes to actually build a big charitable event like this, as well as the event itself for tomorrow. So remember, mark your calendar for the 31st. What am I doing here? Well, we'll talk about this after we get into today's episode. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Well, you're probably wondering to yourself, James, why are you digging a hole inside your raised bed garden? Well, you remember the other day I said we want to put some bamboo supports inside here so that anything that we have that's going to be crawling, creeping, besides critters inside a raised bed garden, speaking of vegetables, we want to have some kind of fence. So I'm doing the support today with the major assistance of my gardener, who's been going out and getting some bamboo for me. He's been cutting the bamboo, and I've been digging the holes and setting some of the posts. We're going to see what we can do to build a fence around here. Let me show you something. I learned something this morning. Remember, this is a learning channel. When I find out something new, I share that with you as well. And I found out something about bamboo. You see over my shoulder here, let me try to get out where the sun isn't in your eyes, but see this big piece of bamboo right here, and this big piece of bamboo right here. Well, I put these in, I put one of them in yesterday, and I just set this other one inside the ground today. The plan is to put posts all around the raised bed garden right here, and it will give me the opportunity to put some of the plastic netting, the mesh netting, so that we can allow plants to vine, or we can put some twine on there. We can use like nylon twine or whatever kind of twine that we can find, and we can let the things like the beans, green beans, like to vine up on. You need to get them up off of the ground. Our cucumbers, anything that will vine. So we'll use that as well. Also, if we can get the grapes to come back in and get healthy again, we can use those to go over the top. We can put the netting over the top as well. So that requires a canopy. So we're going to have at least 4 corners right now. That's the start. We might do more. And then what we'll do is we'll put some cross beams that will connect like this one to that one. I'll get a saw hole cutter. We'll cut a hole inside there. And I have some more bamboo behind the bahay kubo over here that Ponciano, my gardener, prepared for us to install. And that's this bamboo right here. Now we'll use that as cross beams on the top of all of the fence posts that we're putting inside here. So that's what I'm working on this morning. Now later on this afternoon, I'm gonna have to break early because I have to go down. Ness and I both have to go down to Hospital ng Lipa, and we're doing the preparation for tomorrow's big event. Tomorrow's going to be an all-day event. Like I said in the pretty much the monologue for today's episode, we will be doing all stuff, but that's a whole nother episode. We won't get into that right now. Well, let me go ahead and get back to this. I want to get at least the 4 posts. I've got 2. I've got one I'm getting ready to set right now, and then I got to dig another hole, set another one there. Then we'll see if that's enough for the support. If not, we have enough bamboo to put in between if we have to. So let me go ahead and get started with that. Okay, now that the 4 posts are in place, I just got to make a determination. Do we need posts in between them or not? I'm not sure. I'm going to grab one of those skinnier bamboos in just a little bit. I'm going to try to fit it and see how much strength it has. I think it'll be okay. I think we're good with what we have right here. Something I was going to show you before I did the time-lapse videography was something I learned about bamboo that I did not know before about bamboo. If you have a piece of bamboo like this, and you want to know which is the one that's supposed to be the top and which is the one that's supposed to be the bottom of the bamboo trunk, I learned this today from my gardener. And you want to know how I learned it from my gardener today? It's because I had already had one mounted inside the ground. Well, this one right here. You see where all this dirt is up here? Well, I had it mounted in the ground, and my gardener comes. He says, "You have that upside down." I said, "Does it make a difference?" He's like, "Yeah, it makes a difference." Well, the wider part, which I thought was the bottom, normally like in a tree, it's wide at the bottom, then the trunk gets narrower and as it goes toward the top. Well, with bamboo, at the bottom of bamboo, it's a little bit different. It's the opposite. The bottom is a little bit thinner than the top. Now, I thought this was the bottom because it was a little bit thicker. Thicker, I mean the width, the diameter, than this part right here. So I put the biggest diameter down in there. But what I found out is the way you determine which is the bottom is the inside. You go and you look at the inside. Well, there's a couple of tips that show you how. But if you look at this, the thickness of the inside, and let's compare it to the thickness of the inside on this other side over here. Well, you can see, even though the diameter of the trunk right here is smaller, it's smaller than that end right there, the thickness of the inside, the lining, it's thicker down here. I learned something new today. So the smaller end would actually go inside the ground because it would be stronger. It will give you the most support at the bottom, so if it bends or anything, it doesn't break. So, and he proceeded to just yank this one up out of the ground after I spent all the time getting it compacted in. I'm like, oh, I was so proud of myself. It's all done. And he placed it. No, you got it upside down. Okay. Well, anyway, we put it back in, and I think I got all the other ones right. Also, I don't know if this is a tip or not, but if you see where you cut off all the shoots that come off of it, at the bottom of the shoot where it's kind of nice and like V-rounded when they cut it off, it's like an arrowhead. You see? Well, the arrowhead pointing down is actually the bottom. That's towards the bottom of the trunk. Something I learned today too. Anyway, they're all in. The next step for me to do is to start doing some measurements. I want to see if the bamboo that Ponciano cut for me will go to the end to end. And I think I might have some time, and I might get the hole cutter. And I might start cutting holes inside there to try to get it mounted. Because once you get those mounted and you put like a little finishing nail inside there to keep it from slipping out, I think it will become a little bit stronger. Well, let's go ahead and try that. Now, I am by no means the expert on bamboo. I will tell you that right now, but I'm willing to try anything. You've seen all the things that we've done around the house here. Well, I've done studying on the way people assemble bamboo here in the Philippines. And the traditional way, if you're going to cut a hole in the side of a piece of bamboo, well, normally you wouldn't have it already inside the ground. We might be pulling these out to do the cutting. I might be doing the measurements and then doing the cutting. We're going to do something a little different though. Normally the traditional way is you take the piece of bamboo that's going to go through the side of here, and you match it up to the side and you draw a line underneath one side and the other, basically showing what the diameter of the hole is going to be here. And then what you'll do is you draw a circle around it, and then what you would do, you would take a chisel and you would chisel out the hole a little bit smaller than the size of the bamboo that's going to fit in there, such as this piece. Then what you do, you slowly fit it until it fits as tight as possible, a nice tight fit, not over tight where you don't want to split the wood, but that's how they would do it normally with traditional simple tools. And that's it. And there's different methods of attaching a piece of bamboo to the other. You could attach with some rope, one piece rope to the other. I've seen that. I've seen where you can cut a slot inside, basically a rectangular slot inside here, and then they take the mating piece and you basically groove it where it just slides into the slot. You could do that as well. That's how the Bahe Kubo over there is done. But what we're going to do today, we're going to do just something simple. We're going to cut a hole, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hole saw, like I said. And that hole saw is about the size of this bamboo over here. I'm going to try this. We'll see how it works. And I'm going to make it where it goes all the way through on both sides. One side here, one side over here. And then what I'll do is I'll slide the bamboo through. And then the bamboo that goes through, which is this piece right here, I'm going to drill a hole on both sides. I'm going to put a little peg inside there. And the peg will keep it from sliding out. I'm going to try that. That's going to be my method, my technique for this job today. So that's what I'm getting ready to work on right now. So let me go ahead and cut some holes. I might have to do some trimming with a knife inside there. Maybe a knife, maybe with a little bit of a file. I've never seen them use a file, but maybe a file will work. We'll see. You just have to have a really sharp knife when working with bamboo. Well, let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, now I got one hole cut in there, but I tell you, probably one of the reasons they use a chisel and they don't use one of these electric, well, they probably don't use it because most people that build bamboo furniture don't have the availability of a lot of these tools, these specialty tools. But I will also tell you though, using the hole cutter, it builds up a lot of heat. I got a lot of smoke. I don't know if you saw it when I was filming, but it also kind of, since the bamboo is still kind of wet, this is green bamboo, some of the residue, it kind of gunks up your saw bit that you have inside there. I kept removing a lot of the, to be able to make it all the way through, I kept removing it. Well, anyway, this is sort of like my pilot hole. If I have to do any modifications, then I'll do that. I'll make the hole a little bit bigger, whatever. Okay, let me try making another hole. Well, anyway, so after some debate with myself, I decided to go ahead and use the saw hole cutter anyway. And I've got my bowl knife over there. I've got a file, and I've got my little handy dandy pocket knife. And I'm going to just try to cut these out. I think it's just a little bit of room that I need to cut. So I have this one cut all the way through. I have that one cut all the way through. Now again, the plan is to run it all the way through, come out to this side, and put a little peg here. What does that mean? That means that the piece that goes over to the other side, either I have to cut a hole here and set it inside here and make it connect to this piece, or I go above or below. So it doesn't really matter so much, but for looks, we might make it kind of fancy, and we might try to make it where we have a small slit inside here and do like they do over in the Bahe Kubo and make it fit perfectly so it's the same height both on this plane and this plane back here, this plane and this plane. Okay, well that's about it. It's not a perfectly tight fit. If I took more time, I could have probably gotten it a lot better. But the main thing is that I have them connected together, and then what I'll do, like I said, I'll drill a little hole through here. We'll put a pin, like a pin on both sides, so that the bamboo can't slip out of the hole that we put inside there. Well, that's it for today on this project, because it's about noon. And that means I got to get some lunch, I got to get a shower, and I got to head down with the rest of the Rotarians who are volunteering their time this afternoon to get things set up for tomorrow. So this will be another day we'll get back to this. Or once my gardener, once Ponciano sees this, he might do the same thing. He might follow the lead on this one, and he might work on the other parts of this canopy. Who knows? We'll see. He said he was going to work on it this afternoon, and I won't be around. All right, well, it's time for me to get all this stuff cleaned up. I'm going to go inside, I'm going to grab a bite to eat, I'm going to grab a shower, and head on down and meet up with the rest of my Rotarian brothers so we can get the hospital set up down there for tomorrow's big event. Hopefully everything goes off without a hitch and everybody gets the services that they need for tomorrow. Remember, that's what the Philippines is all about, and that's what the Rotary Club is all about. It's providing services for people who don't have or are less fortunate and can't do a lot of these things on their own. The Philippines, of course, full of compassion, full of empathy, and full of kindness, and that's why we are in the Philippines, and that's probably why you're watching this channel as well. Let me go ahead and get inside. This will be worked on again tomorrow. No, won't be worked on tomorrow because tomorrow we will be down at the hospital all day tomorrow. This will be worked on maybe Sunday, and maybe my my gardener will work on it a little bit this afternoon when he comes in. Okay, well, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow down at Hospital ng Lipa, and we will have a great day down there. I hope to be able to show and document all the stuff that goes on as well. Well, anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of the screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.